Well, good afternoon and welcome to America's Home Cooking. We're ready to make this pumpkin pie, which is done much different than any one I have done. You're going to take your disc of pastry that you're going to roll out. You take it out of the refrigerator and leave it for 10-15 minutes on the counter to take some of the chill off. Believe you me, it did. There's a lot of chill off of it. You're going to need a 9-inch pie plate. A lot of people who are just learning to make pastry, I might as well explain this to you. You do not measure the bottom, you measure the top. That's how you do it. You actually measure the top and it'll say 9 inches. Now also, if you get Pyrex on the bottom, if you hold it up to the light, it'll tell you if it's 8 or 9 inches. It'll tell you if it can go into the microwave or not. It's all written down on the bottom here. Now, the old recipes always have us put wax paper on the bottom, they said, to keep them from burning. But these new recipes do not do that. Set your oven to what temperature do I need? 350 degrees. Make sure your shelf is in the middle. Now, when you roll it out, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a bit of a problem. I've already rolled mine out. I was going to show you, but I said, oh no, this is too hot. Make sure you put some flour on the counter. Now, I have to roll this up. And I also noticed that the crusts are much thicker than when I used to do it. In the old recipes, they want it like super, super thin. So I can already see the difference in today's cooking. Like terminologies and all. I told you I would be learning all of this and explaining it to you. And we are going to put this in here and unroll it gently. Okay? Thank God I got this crust in. Now what you do is you pick up the edges to push it into the pie plate. You do not sit there and not do this. Pick up the edge and you slide it in. And that's how you do it. If you do it any other way, you will find that it will tear, and that's not what you want it to do. And that's what I'm working on right now. So you pick the edges up like this as you press it in to make sure it doesn't crack or anything, because that's not what you want it to do. Now here's where pastry scissors come in really, really handy just about this time. Now remember, I'm making a whole wheat crust, but I did tell you, you could sit there and use all purpose. I love scissors. Okay, they want us to cut about a 1/2 inch, leave about a 1/2 inch. So you're gonna have to estimate this. I'm not gonna be able to give you an exact. And we're going to cut around this about there. It'll take the pressure off of the pie edging as you do this. I'm not real good at making pie crust and stuff, so I'm sure you're going to sit there and say, oh, she made a mistake. Oh, yeah, I do. Believe you me, I'm capable of it. Cakes are worse. If you ever watched me, you ever watched me make a cake, you'd say, boy, she's, yeah, my cakes aren't much to look at, but boy, do they taste delicious. You can see that it's starting to take the pressure off. You want about a 1/2 inch. Put that to the side. I think I pretty much did it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to fold it in just like that, all the way around. Okay? Listen, I've patched up a lot of pie crusts too if you have to do that. But the new ones are definitely telling you they want a thicker crust. And they're also telling you you don't need to use wax paper, but I guess, I don't know why they changed that rule. Okay, come on. And you can see that the crust is standing higher. I'll show you as we come around. See how the crust is standing? That's how you want it. Now, if you have a part here that isn't thick enough, believe you me, we can take care of that very, very easily. Put it on one side, match it up just like that, and you've got it. I've done it enough times, that's why I know you can do it. But they like much thicker crust than when I was growing up. They wanted them thin and flaky and everything else. You talk to somebody my age, they'll say, oh yeah, that's how our pies had to be. You couldn't win in a contest or anything, but now they say this is the better way, so we'll do it. Now, I'm not going to make a dressed up edging on this. I'm just going to stick to the basic one that I use. So it's difficult for me to answer the questions because I'm sort of on a clock right now with all of this going. So Wes, you'll have to ask me after, if we have time after. A simple one, you're going to use 3 fingers, 2 thumbs and your pointing finger. For those of you who don't know how, you just go like this. That's all you do. That's how you make a crust stitch. Now I need my pie weights. And we're going to need foil. Yes, 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 I'm coming. Oven, I'm coming. They say to use 2 layers of aluminum. I have never used 2 layers, but that's what they want for this. So for whatever reason, we'll do it. Now when you go to put the foil in here, don't lay it down flat. You're trying to make it sort of like a cup. You can work to the edges, but you cannot lay it flat or you'll crush your edges. That's why they tell you to do it this way and hold it up. And you walk towards the edges, actually right to the edge. And that's how you do it. Next thing I want you to do is fold the foil slightly bent. Let's see if I can turn you further down. They want you to slightly cover up the edging so they don't burn with the heat directly on them. Now, if you do not have a high chain necklace, they call it a chain, some call it a necklace. It's a 6 foot, it's really 6 foot, like this. You can put beans in here, but you need something to slightly hold this weight down when we go to bake it. And that's why we use the weights. Other than that, this is going to puff up and you don't want it to puff up. I just hope I didn't crush my crust. Okay. Now, we have to wait till I get to 350. Where can I put this? Let me put it over here for now. Don't move. Yes, you heard me say that to the crust. Don't move. Well, as soon as it gets, now this crust is going to be baking for approximately 25 minutes and we're going to be getting other stuff done. So, let's see. All right, now we're going to sit there and put this in the oven and it's going to bake 25-30 minutes, and halfway through that you're going to have to turn the pie plate. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay, so 27, that would be 57. So let's see, 27, 37, around 40 something, okay. All right, in a bowl. Well, that's going. We need a bowl. We've got to get other things going now. All right, we're going to need some heavy cream. How much heavy cream do you want? We need 1 cup of heavy cream. We need 1 cup of milk. So I'm putting it all in there. Eggs, 3 large eggs. Okay. Okay, we're going to put 3 eggs in here. Okay. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. Somebody's going to get an eggshell. It's so tiny I wouldn't even find it in this. Well, these eggs, chickens do not get outside much. Their eggshells are extremely weak. Right now we need 2 egg yolks. is cutting it close. See, when your eggshells are very, very weak, it tells you the chickens are low on their minerals. That's how you can tell, believe it or not. You really can tell. They haven't been outside eating insects or contained inside. What else do you want this? And vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going from one into another on this recipe. All right, you can put that to the side. We're done with this mixture for right now. We're done with the flour right now. And put those liquids to the side, which I'm doing right now. The next thing we have to do is pumpkin and sweet potatoes. All right. Need a saucepan. We need a saucepan. What I tell you now is what I'm going to be putting in the saucepan, okay? We'll get you around there soon enough. I just need time. All right, how much? 15-ounce can. Fifteen ounces, okay. I can my own pumpkin, so I am going to have to weigh this out. They want a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. So I know that's 15 ounces you need. And I want to save this juice. Another stupid bowl. And put it in, and I'll move it later. No. I'm not going to use this one. See, I'm just straining my pumpkin. I'm going to use the liquid and put it in my stock because I don't use salt when I can. 8. I want a 15-ounce can. 8, 9, 10. That's 16 ounces. Okay, I have to go get another one. I will be right back. I can't believe it's not enough. Sorry about that. Okay, I gotta get up to 15. I'm only at 9. 16 ounces equal a pound. So one more and you got it, Sandra. Yay! I did it. Any liquid? Yeah, drain it off. Okay, that's going in the saucepan. Everything I'm giving you now is going into the saucepan. So the next ingredient we have to put in is sweet potatoes. We want 1 cup of sweet potatoes. Where did I put my measuring cup? Here. Okay.
Let's see if Sean's packed.
Yes, please do. I have to mash them to get them up to 1 cup. Yep, put that in there too with your yams. Let's see, almost. Okay, sorry, I have a lot of things I have to do. Sugar you want next? All right, they want 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I told you this is so different from anything that I have done before. Let's see. They want 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. Do get the original maple syrup. Don't get the artificial. It'll take away from this whole dish. And I know maple syrup's a little expensive. This is all going in the saucepan right now. What's next? Salt. We need 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do 2 halves with this because that's wet. A 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Is that a 1/2 teaspoon? I doubt it seriously. I don't think that's going to be all. Well, it was. Aren't I lucky? 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Nutmeg is exactly 1/4. Oh, that custard smell good. Okay, it's almost time. I just put, yeah. Well, Sandra, you added a little more than you wanted. Oh, that's okay. I'm always doing that. That's a 1/4, a little more than a 1/4. And now we have to do the ginger, and they want fresh ginger. They're not telling you to use powdered ginger. They're very explicit on this. I need a cutting board for this. How much do you want me to grate? They want 2 teaspoons of fresh grated ginger. I wonder if that means also I've got to take the skin off of this too. At least most of it. When I make curries, I never take the skin off. But because of what this is, I'm going to have to. Well, at least as much as I can. See how much we can get out of this. What side of grater do you wish me to use on this? This ain't grated? Good. I'm going to use whatever side I can find. This should do it. Because I've grated ginger when I go to make ginger tea and I use this, so this should be fine. Almost. Be careful you do not grate your fingers on this or your knuckles. Okay, that should do it just about. Okay. And we're going to take that. We're going to put it on the stove. What temperature do you want it to make sure I do this right? Got 2 minutes left. All right, set our saucepan over medium heat. Medium heat is what we're going to use. And they want you to smash the sweet potatoes along the side of the pot. I'll move you over, don't worry. Okay, come on over and join the group, as they say. It does have a good smell to it. Mash your sweet potatoes against the sides of your pot, and you're going to be heating this up. Okay, we have to turn the pie crust now. It's going to be harder, because you're cooking it. Let me see. I think we need smaller pot holders. Sometimes I need smaller ones to work with, not such thick ones. Now you keep on cooking this till this gets thick. Smells good. I know you guys can't smell it, but it's really, really good. The smells alone are phenomenal. What I'm doing is actually mashing the sweet potatoes up in this. That's what they want. So I made this dish, and I'm giving it to you so you can make it for your Thanksgiving meal. I know it's a little early, but I'm canning pumpkins, so this is the time. If I'm going to try a new recipe with pumpkin, I'm going to do it now. Yeah, did you mash it up enough? Now you're going to cook it till it gets thick. They said you'll see it getting thick. Now the liquid ingredients you put together, you're going to have to get those going. Mix those up. Do not burn this. That's the last thing you want to do. Just when I thought I got all of it mashed, another piece showed up. You'll see what liquid you get out of the pumpkin is actually drying up, and it is starting to thicken. As it thickens, you can see the pieces of sweet potatoes that did not get mashed. See, if you have too much liquid in this, when you go to cook it, your cooking time is going to be off. That's why they say what to do with it. As it dries out, you'll actually find other pieces that you didn't get mashed, and you just keep on mashing them. Okay, turn it off. Now we have to wait for the crust. And by the way, the crust is going to be hot while we're working with this. When we put it back together to get it back into the oven, that's exactly what they want you to do. We're not going to allow the crust to cool either. This is very different from everything that we were ever taught when we were learning how to make pumpkin pies. Oh, that's going to be difficult. Okay, I'm going to relight this. You want more liquid up in this? Okay, I don't mind, but. You want more more liquid out of it. I said, okay. So we're just going to continue this. I have so little liquid, but they want more cooked out of it. So let's see, what have you said? I have a question. Okay, say hi. Hi. This is Nebraska says hi. Thank you, Jackie. So they want you to cook this until it's really dry. I think we have everything pretty much until we get it all together. Be at this for a little bit. I don't think I can mash this any further than what it already is. They do want all this liquid cooked out. Oh, if you're going to can pumpkin, always make sure you use the pumpkins about this size. They're the best ones, the smaller pumpkins. When you use the larger ones, they're more strained, but if you use those, you get a better texture on your pies and all. That's why I like to grow in my yard, are the small ones. I didn't get to them this year. I had them last year, and the gopher proceeded to eat them. So, I didn't give him that privilege this year. The gopher didn't eat it. I don't know who ate it, but anyway, they were eating them. I didn't have tons of them because I didn't plant tons of them, but they were enjoying themselves. I even tried winter squash and had a ball with that too. As soon as they got a certain size, they started eating them. I said, okay, well, I guess that ends that. By the way, if you try the stuffed onions, I want you to know it's a very unique taste. But it is drying out. Hello, Gordon. I have a little bit of time to catch a little few words, and that is just about it, and then I'm going to have to run again. Okay, 3-4 minutes, we're going to take that foil off carefully. And how you take the foils off is you'll see me, I'll pull all the sides up to the center and then pick it up. That's the safest way of doing it. It is drying out. I just don't want it to burn. That's the one thing I don't want it to do is to burn. I'm sorry these lives get long when you cook, but because I do everything from scratch, this is the reason it does this, and it takes that time. I don't use a lot of canned goods or instant things and putting them together, and I'm not gonna race through this, because if I race through it, you make mistakes, and then it doesn't come out as well as you wish it to. Please, it's almost time to take care of that crust. One thing you don't want to do is burn this. I know I keep on repeating it. You know why I do it? Because I'm notorious for burning things. I will walk away from the stove and forget. So it's not just your memory, it's for me to remember. You're a cooking young lady. Because I'll start reading something, then I will forget. That's why I run back and forth. Okay, now we're going to take the foil off. Watch how the foil's taken off, or you don't destroy your crust. Pull it to the middle, just like that. And now, how long does it have to cook? All right, we have 10 or 15 minutes more. And that's pretty much it. So that crust should be done about 7 after the hour for me. And this is getting really, really thick, and that'll give me about 10 minutes chatting time, because we whisk the liquids together. We've got these almost thick the way they want them, and we have to wait for the crust, and there's nothing else. The other thing is, I don't know if you can pause the phone for this. I am making a pumpkin pie, like a pumpkin pie I have never made. This is new. It's got sweet potatoes, maple syrup in it. It's got a whole lot of things in it that you wouldn't believe that you would put in here. And right now, we're waiting for this to get thick. And then we have to mix it with the liquid. Oh, I hope it is over the moon. I really hope it is. He's saying it sounds yummy. See, the more liquid we cook out of this, our crust won't get so soggy. That's why they want you to really, really cook it down. So I can still see liquid in it. So under a low flame, I'm doing it. Thank you. I like this one very much too. They're talking about my apron. I had to buy aprons. I finally wore the other ones out. They usually last for like ever. And I see such cute ones. I said, how many aprons can you wear in your lifetime, young lady? I said, okay. I'm sorry, this is the one part you just have to stay at. Make sure you get it really thick and dry. So. Now, I will tell you, when you start to roll this out, the crust, You leave it out 10 minutes from the refrigerator. It's going to be hard. It was a bit of a struggle to get it out. And they want you to roll it into a 12-inch circle to make sure it covers. And as you can see, how you lift it up and you can push it into the pie plate. The crust, well, the dough before it becomes a crust, comes out really nice. Listen, there isn't much left in here. It's almost completely dry. Listen, you keep coming and going. Somebody keeps coming in and dropping off, coming in and dropping off. But I told you I would do this. I told you a couple of days when I got the crust yesterday. Had to make candied yams. I told you about that. All right, how much liquid's left in this? I'm actually looking for the liquid. I'll actually pull you. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see it. See how it looks? Now when you take the foil off when you're baking a crust, you will notice, look, there's no more liquid in that. You'll notice when you take the foil off and it's still cooking, it's moist on the bottom because now it's time for it to cook. Hold on, let me turn you. So that's why we have to cook it the extra 15 minutes. And that's what I'm waiting for. We've got the liquid. I've already beat all of it together. That's the eggs, the cream, the milk, and whatever, vanilla, I think that's all we put in that one. And that's ready. We just need the pie plate to be done. We'll put it all together into the oven and we will be baking it. And then tomorrow, my family is anticipating tasting this. And I said, you're not the only one. You mean, Marcus, what's cooking? We're making a pumpkin pie. No, I did. I wouldn't even show you what I did today. I filleted red fish and let's say I didn't do a good job. You could definitely, hi Radar, I'm hoping to. So that's why. No fried chicken today. It was just that. I boiled some eggs, not the way that you boil them. No, it's afternoon here where I'm at, Radar. So that's it. Just waiting. But this recipe is very, very, very unique. I did not sit there. We just had boiled eggs, but not done the way that you're accustomed to. What I do is I put cold eggs into cold water. I bring it to a boil, put the lid on, turn it off, and let it sit in that hot water for about 15 minutes. And the eggs come out perfectly. No sulfur's cooked out of the yolk. It's a nice, beautiful yellow and the white, and it doesn't spill over. I know, Radar, you said you love my apron. And that's how you do it. My son was watching me, he said, Mommy, you have got to show me that way. I said, it's real easy. But what it does is that people who overcook boiled eggs, you'll see like a gray or a black around the yolk. That's because you've cooked the sulfur out of the yolk and they're tough and they're rubbery. Doing it this way, you'll find they're really nice. Just done. Okay. No, you have to wait. Have about another 8 minutes to go. I'm going to check it. Oh. Okay. It's coming along. So that's it. We're actually stuck at this point. So you have a few minutes. Somebody said they had a question. If you have a question, what is your question? I mean, please type it out in a hurry, because I am on a clock at this point when I'm cooking. And we just have to wait. This is the first time we're waiting for a pie. Right, Taffy? First time we're waiting for a pie. I know, everybody's looking. We're all at a standstill. What can I say? Those biscuits, I promised you the flaxseed. We only have one left. That tells you how good they are. My family and I really enjoy them. Okay, that's nice and thick. We did that one. All right. Oh, I know, we have to wait and it gets boring. I can see you leaving. But this is what happens in cooking. You get to that point sometimes and you have to wait for everything. You've done everything except clean up and you have to wait. So hurry up and wait. That's like waiting for my mother to cook because we're hungry. Hello, we're waiting. Well, I can't rush it. We have to wait. And as Ann Burrell says, they said, you know what I'm doing? I'm picking up after myself, cleaning. Yeah, that's what we do. Till 7. We've got about 4 minutes. I'm going to turn the pie plate. Oh yeah, you're just about done. So turn your pie plate, because everybody knows the back of the oven is hotter than the front of the oven because you open the door in the front, so you turn it and make sure your pie crust is brown all the way around. I know, waiting is so boring. We only have a couple more minutes. You have to wait, Taffy. No, you have to wait. Once the pie's in the oven, I'll feed you, young man. Oh, God. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. This is boring, waiting. Don't worry, I'm still here, just picking up pie myself. One more minute. One more minute. We're going to put this pie together. I am making a pumpkin pie. Like, it's not a regular pumpkin pie. This one has maple syrup, sugar, vanilla. It has a ton of eggs in it. And It has a special butter crust that goes with it. It has fresh ginger in it, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a whole lot of other goodies. So that's what we're doing. This is a live on making a pumpkin pie. We're just wait. Oh, good. We can take it out now. Okay. We got the crust here. Hold on. We're gonna have to turn the oven up now. I'm gonna do that in a minute. Now we're gonna strain it. Wait a minute, where am I? All right, turn your oven up to 400. So, we got that going, all right. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn you here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this and move you. I'm gonna have to move the pie plate. I'm sorry. So just give me a minute. Thank you. Yeah, this is a very unusual pie that I'm doing. Okay, let's move you over there. I need to get a mat. Take this off the burner. Now we have to be extremely careful because this is hot and the liquid has eggs in it. I hope they say whisk it, because they don't say whisk it, we have a good chance of messing this up. Oh, good. We can whisk it. I'm safe when I can whisk. Let's tilt you down. I don't know, yeah, this one will do it. Remember, you've got eggs in this cream mixture here. Another bowl. I know it's a lot of work. Now they want you to put this through fine mesh. You know, if you were in a cooking contest and you used this recipe, you'd come out with first prize. want you to push this through. I guess push through as much as you can. This way you wouldn't have these strings in it. It'd all be nice and smooth. Almost like a velvety texture is what they're talking about. Okay, mashed it through. They should tell us at this point to bake the mother and get it done. Okay. I want you to put this on a sheet. I guess it's going to overspill or something. I don't know. Yeah, well. So they want the pie on a sheet. The pie plate on a sheet, which I've done right here. Okay, now we're going to pour this in. They said whisk it and pour it in. And as usual, I'm going to have to get this in the oven, and I cannot get all of this in here. This is a 9-inch pie plate, 1 inch thick, but it's not going. Let's get you on the shelf in here and see what I can do. I don't think I can get much more in there, but I'll try. Well, if I have extra, I will do something with it. I won't let it get away from me. If you go to make this, make sure you have a higher rim on it than what I did. You're going to need a much higher rim. That in. I've got a cup and a half. I'm going to do something with it. I might make pumpkin muffins with it. Okay. All right, we're going to bake it for 10 minutes, and then we're going to turn the temperature down. So I got 10 minutes. It's being listed today, Sarah. This recipe is actually, you're watching the video, it's alive. When I go to post it, you'll have to wait till YouTube brings it through. I can't force them to move any faster than what they do, so you'll just have to wait till they do it. It might be done later this evening. No, you won't. They don't do it anymore. custards you pretty much have to make on your own now at this point. They were popular and mothers made them. Then they took the recipe and companies started baking it and selling it in custard cups and stuff. And then it fell out of favor. A lot of things that I like have fallen out of favor. I think I am going to make muffins tomorrow with this in place of the milk. I think they'll be good. I wouldn't have to add any seasonings, just do the basics and swing that out. So 10 minutes. Well, 1 minute's passed. We'll have to wait. We've got another 9 minutes. I'm going to taste it raw. That's going to be delicious. Take my word for it. That will be excellent as muffins. So I'm definitely going to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I am going to be up and I am going to make pumpkin pie muffins. And I'll definitely make it nutritious too, and it's got to be good. They're going to have to be whole wheat because I used a whole wheat crust with this, I think. Hold on a minute. I need my glasses. Can't read. So. Yes, I am, Ginger. Oh, that would be very nice, Sarah. Now, remember, when you do the crust, they say you can make it with complete all-purpose flour. Pecan pumpkin pie. Well, I have pecans. We could put them in the muffins, make a nutty pumpkin pie muffins. Doesn't that sound good? Oh, okay. Hey, listen. I've got leftover. I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator. It's not going to waste in this house. I'm going to put it to use. I don't have to add any flavorings. All the flavorings are in there. I only have to put egg, flour, baking powder, and salt, and some eggs in it. And that's it. And I'm going to try those muffins tomorrow. I would definitely going to show you how to do that if they come out. If they don't, it'll be a flop. But I'll do a video. But if they don't come out, I'll just delete the video and tell you it didn't work. I'm very good at that. Yeah, I think the muffins would be delicious. You know, when you have that, why waste it? They say a 9-inch. They must have had the crust this high to get all that in. But they only said a 1/2 inch, so only did a little, like they said. But maybe I should have made a higher edging on the pie plate, but I didn't. But it's not going to waste. And we might come out with a new set of muffins. You never know. I mean, this is how the game goes. No, Ronnie, I won't marry you. Sorry. Oh, 10 more minutes, 7 more minutes to go. Yay! Oh, Ronnie, that was... Okay, I like that. Oh. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you guys are so cute. I'm glad you did, Ronnie. That was so cute. You made me think of a Ronnie that I know through my girlfriend in Maine. And when you said that, I saw his face. And you said that, and he said some comical things, so I started laughing. I don't know. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Parker. He said that I'd make his day. I try to always have a happy day. Hello, Ivy. Now, you know I have a mess in my kitchen now. My sink is almost loaded with dishes. I have knives and things all around you. Your poor feet. Thank you. What I really, really wanted to do was I want to build this kitchen up. No, I'm Italian, believe it or not. Though my father didn't like us acknowledging it in Texas because of the time frame when people were sort of racist towards Italians because they stood with Hitler. But Nanu didn't do it. I don't know why they were upset with it. But anyway, that happens sometimes in misinterpretations and misunderstandings. But this is how I cook all the time. I'm always trying something, cooking. And when I do this, I think of the women who... That's true, Ronnie. Laughter does lighten the heart a lot. I look at it like this. Maybe this is wrong. Thank you. It's an old necklace, but I love it. I have some other ones. I didn't wear them for a long time because there was just so many memories with my husband. But I said, look, he bought these things for you. Wear them, Sandy. So I wear them. Can't wear the rings, because when you cook, you're not supposed to have rings on your fingers. You can't wear bracelets because you end up getting dough all in them like you do in your rings. You're saying, oh, you're a baby. I'm 8 years older than you, Ronnie. My girlfriend calls me a baby. She's 75. She beats me by 3 years. Oh, I plan to. I don't know how to age. I always told my sons this. They quit playing when they hit a certain age. I said, let me tell you something about life. When you sit there and you're young and you play, and if you watch the animals, when they get old, even they still play. Because they know I've already made it. It's a pumpkin pie. We're waiting for 10 minutes so I can turn the oven down. We got 3 minutes to go. I told them as they were growing up, I said, I don't care how old you are. If you can't play, you can't laugh. So you might as well play. So when it snows, I get out there and I play in the snow. 72 and I'm still out there in the snow. And I'll clean the driveway and stuff, and I'll kick snow up. And sometimes my sons are helping me shovel. I'll throw a snowball at them. And they look at me and say, Mommy, really? Not that I have enough snow. But it's, you know, you come in and you laugh from working and you have a good time. Look, if you have a roof over your head, and you sit there and you have clothes on your back and you have food on the table, why are you so miserable? And the animals, no matter how old they get, they still play. They sleep and they're happy. They have a roof over their head when you care for them, or if you have farm animals and you put them inside. When it snows, they go out there and they play and have a good time. They're full of life, even when they're old, though. We're slower. When we get older, we still enjoy life. You should too. Don't get so wrapped up into the daily woes that man puts upon other men. And be happy that you have a roof over your head. You've got food on the table and clothes on your back. They might not be the most expensive, and of course the wealthy will try to put you down, but you have clothes on your back, you've got food on the table, a good roof over your head. I wouldn't want the biggest mansion in the world. I don't want millions of dollars. I don't want the fanciest clothes. I want to be comfortable, and I want to be able to enjoy my life. And I enjoyed being married to my husband. I brought laughter to him all the time. He'd open his eyes and all what he saw in me was a big smile on my face with a glass of orange juice going, good morning! He couldn't take guys that like button, and she will tell you good things. And I greeted my days like that. But also when I had my down days and I cried, I'm not one that gives crocodile. You know the guys, you say your girl cries a few tears and you feel sorry for her. No, I don't cry like that. I wail. When I cry, it's from my very being that I am so upset about something that my whole being is crying. Okay. Okay, now where do I go? Reduce your oven to 300. They said it'll take anywhere from 20 to 35 minutes. Okay, just about an hour. So laugh. I mean, enjoy life. Be happy. Don't be so negative, because I know society out there puts pressure on you. Your children put pressure on you because they'll say, my friend has this and I want this. Be happy with what you have. You really should be, because we could be invaded. There could be a world war and then there'd be no food. All right, you'd see your loved ones dead around you. All of this could really happen in a twinkling of an eye. If this earth ever flipped, we'd be lucky, I guess, if 100 people are going to be alive on this earth. So the thing is that be always happy, be blessed in this. We are a blessed country, and believe it or not, a lot of people don't feel it right now, but we really are, because if America was thrown into slavery, just think, you don't own anything. They would take your children, they could beat you, they could kill you, they could sit there and whip you with belts and, well, I'm going kind when I say belts, but you know what they could use to you. You have no rights to say what you think or you feel. They could just drag you anywhere. And if you're too old, they just kill you on the spot. So when you think about what we have, I mean, you ought to count your blessings. My son was really depressed. I knew that tour guiding in 2025 was going to go down. It was going to be a hard year for tour guides. And he didn't know that I knew. And he got fired. It was difficult for him with income and all. And I said, what are you complaining about? You have a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, and you got food on the table you can eat. Count your blessings before it gets a lot worse. And he said, I didn't see it like that. I said, you have to see it. That's how God blesses us. He doesn't bless us with money. He sits there and he sits there and he gives us food. He makes sure that we're not hungry. He makes sure that we have clothes and that we're warm. He does all of this for us. He makes sure that we have rain so the food could grow. What happens if we didn't have any rain? You wouldn't be able to eat. He does tour guides in New York and in Washington, D.C. And the thing is that's how I look at life. I am blessed because I have food, I have clothing, and I have a roof over my head. When people say, well, that's not the nicest house, well, I'm working on it and I'm slow. But it's my home, I'm comfortable in it, so get over it. Thank you. I like my home. I try to make things and put around it. I'm buying plants and so you're slower. You can still laugh, Ronnie. You can still eat. So enjoy life. I mean, there's one thing I definitely want to do before I close my eyes. I don't know if I'm going to do, but this is one thing I really want to go to, the Creation Museum. I think it's in Kentucky. I really, really want to go there. So that's one thing I do plan to do before I close my eyes, unless God changes it and says, no, you ain't doing that, young lady. Then I'm going to lose. So, all right. We have 26 minutes if you want to chat. I'm going to sit down if you don't mind. I'm not going to clean my mess up yet. Oh, I got to feed my cultures now, too. Forgot to do that. I'm doing a good job. So what would you like to do in your life? I mean, think about it. You have so much to be grateful for, and I think too many people are too angry. There's so much anger. It's crazy. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll clean my mess up in a minute. I always do. you guys ever have anything you want to do? But if you try to be wealthy with money and you think that's going to make you happy, some of the most miserable people have a lot of money because they think everybody's going to take them away. Listen, if you're in a townhouse, don't be upset. You got a roof over your head, young lady. Thank you, Bucks, myself. Where do you guys come up with these names? Listen, Sarah, you never know. A door could open. I waited to get a home, and I was in my 50s, and I never told my husband I wanted a home. All the apartments and everywhere we traveled, I always would try to make it home, put flowers on the table. And then my son started picking flowers and bringing them into the house. And I would try to buy placemats or tablecloths, little things. Or I would crochet an afghan to put on the bed. Wherever we lived, I made it home. But inside, I wanted a place that I could say, it's mine. And that's what I have now. But I was in my 50s when we finally got it. So I'm still paying a mortgage. Oh, you sound like my older son. He goes to the gym. But don't ever say you cannot. You never know. The door could open up when you least expect it. You're welcome. Because listen, I waited a long time, and I used to dream. I even had a hope chest, and then my mother threw it out. She got a divorce from my father, and she went into my room and she threw out and ripped up everything that I had done for a hope chest. Hope chests are what young girls make for their home when they go there. They'll open it and they'll have tablecloths there, they'll have blankets there. They have things they have collected and gotten ready so they could open a house. Shayna Bell, hi. I'll have to tell them that box by myself. But always hold on to that hope. I did. I thought I was going to just live my life and I would be in an apartment for the rest of my life. And when my husband got the house, this house needs a lot of work. We worked hard and I'm still working on it. So that's what I did. So when I came here, we cleaned. Oh my God. I even found one of her stupid jars after I spent 15 gallons of simple green, I think is what you call it. And it takes grease off because we had black cabinets in the kitchen. And I said, Jesus Christ, why are these cabinets black? Nobody puts black cabinets in the kitchen. And I said, oh, well, I'm going to clean them. Hi. And after I got done cleaning them, it wasn't a black fireplace, it was a stone fireplace, and the cabinets were mahogany. And I said, I'll be dang. I scrubbed. I didn't have any skin left. I mean, it was just tearing me up. My skin was so dry, if I did this, knuckles would crack. I never knew. But when I got her last jar out of this house, I was so happy. Why do you people think you have to sit there and preach to me or to go somewhere on the Bible? I have two cats. I have Taffy and Amber. Amber's the older brother. They're actually from the same litter. But that one you see behind me, I made. And they're granny squares. If you know how to crochet and you can read it, just make granny squares and then you sort of put them together. They tore my bedspread that I made upstairs. I got a nice hole in it, and I look at it and I'm saying, I don't want to mend that again. So you have to be careful with cats, yeah. And I did a runner here on the table, which is embroidery, but I started putting things around the house that I home, no matter anyway. And don't say it's only a town, it's only an apartment. To your children and to you, it's home, because at the end of the day comes, you can lock that door and you're inside and you can put your head down and know it's your place. But when you get your home, believe you me, you will not. Matter of fact, our sons had a problem when we came here because we lived in apartments. If we went out, we had to go out as a family because there was no place for them to play. And when we went out, so we came here, we told them go to the movies. They were terrified to go out to the movies. At first, I said, do you want me to leave the keys by the door and have you sign in or something to make you more comfortable? They said, no, Mom, it's just that we all go out together. I said, look, your father and I will be home. The movie is only 4 blocks away. Go enjoy the movie, and we'll see you when you come back. And when they came back, I had dinner waiting for them. But it was different when you're in an apartment and you have other people living around, and going to your apartment isn't the safest unless you know everybody in the apartment building. So we'd have to go out like that, or they'd stay inside and play. But that was an unusual thing when we got to the house. Now, see, I grew up. I think I was, what, 4 or 5? Wait a minute. Gina was born when I was 3, 4, 5, 6. I was maybe 6 or 7 when my parents bought their home. So I was accustomed of always being in the house, doing things like that. I could come in and out. It's my home. It's my backyard. It's my front, because my parents owned the house. Backyard, front yard. I could play up and down the street. Didn't have to worry. I didn't have to go up and down stairs or anything like that. So that was a big thing for me. But they didn't know that at the earlier ages. They had to learn a little later. And they were uncomfortable with it. But it happens. So be aware of that. 17 more minutes, and we'll see how the pie comes out. Yes, Sarah, it is. I'll bring it up close so you can see it. Okay, it is crocheted. I think it's the pineapple design. Do you know the pineapple design? Here it is. Here's the design of the tablecloth right here. You see? And I just put them all together. And that's how I came up with that. So if you have the pineapple design, that's the design that tablecloth is. Thank you. And yes, it's cotton size 10, the big ones where you get 4,000 yards or something on it. Yeah. I made a beautiful one that I wanted to make, but I keep on looking at it, and I said, if I make this and I made this design, I said, I know the cats will tear it up. I have that in the back of my head because I have this a 6-sided, wait a minute, 2 or 6, I think it's 6 or 8-sided. And I have a big flower in the middle. Let me see if I can find it, Sarah, and I'll show you what it is. Just give me a moment. If I can find it. Here it is. This is a design I made, and I want to make this into a bedspread. Let's see, here it is. Here it is. And it's 3-dimensional, as you can see, but I think it'd be a lovely bedspread, Sarah. So I've got it here, and I think about doing it, and I keep on looking at my cats. But if I make a bedspread out of it, I'm not going to make it in white. I think I should make it in another color. I'm not sure what color I want, or I could make it three different colors. I could actually make the flower any color I want, like a yellow. And then where the leaves are, I could sit there and do it green, you see? But I just think one color would be more than enough. But I really want to make this into a bedspread. I just think it'd be a beautiful bedspread. I haven't thought about the edging yet, but that's what I'm working on. It sits in the back of my mind with the cooking and everything else I do. So I'll probably get started on it. I could make different flowers, make the leaves green, and I could use black. Champagne purple. My favorite color is purple. Yeah, but the problem is when I share the pattern, it's like on this cooking show, nobody really joins, you know? And I wouldn't want everybody to have this pattern because they'll take it and they'll claim it as theirs, and this is actually mine. But I have thought about it. But I said, why? I've already given away nutrition. I've already given away almost 3,000. And people really don't say thank you a lot or anything on it. They just don't. So that's why I think about it. You know, I have designs in my heads and stuff. I'm not an excellent crocheter. I know the stitches. I know how to convert from Europe over to here and stuff, but I still think this would be a beautiful bedspread. Mom chill. I'm going to finish what? Oh, please. You're just being an... That's your hang up. If that's all you've got, I'm not talking to anybody but Munch Chill M. If that's all you've got in life, then I'm sorry, and I feel sorry for you because you're pathetic. All right, so I'm not talking to you anymore. I'll talk to anybody else. The guy is basically telling me he's jerking off. But anyway, that's something, Sarah, I was thinking about doing, and I really am thinking about making this into a bedspread. I'd be so proud of myself. I'm glad you liked the design. But it is a size 10 for the one in there for the tablecloth is actually size 10. Sarah, you've got me going. I think I'm going to try to get the threads for it. I'll have to probably buy 10 or 11, you know, the big ones. And we'll see. The edging is the only thing I don't know how I want to do it yet, because you know the edging isn't going to come straight like this. The edging is going to be at an angle like this. So if I could sit there and tie knots and make it lace to go to the ground, how does that sound? You know how you cross over? First have so many here and so many here, then you take half of both and you tie them about 2 inches down, and then cross them over with another and bring it down. What do you think of that? Okay, Sarah, you're the first person that told me such a beautiful idea. I think you've encouraged me to do this, so you can pat yourself on the back. Monchel, go see a shrink, better known as a psychiatrist. He'll help you. Okay, it's almost time. We only have like 10 more minutes and we can check and see how that pie's going. Good. Sarah, if there's any way you could send me a picture of your pie, I would love to see it. I don't know how to do any of that. I'm not computer savvy on this. My son actually had to help me set up this YouTube because I don't know how to do any of this. So I'm sorry I don't know how to do it. Well, we got 10 minutes. Yeah, Mike, listen, I'm not, my son actually helped me set up the YouTube because he knows I love to cook and I love to craft. Well, you would have to get to the back door. Babbling, I think, a bing, and you probably have less than 24 hours because knowing my sons and the way this thing was put together, it's going to be gone. I know my girlfriend, who we share our backyard to meet up, I'm definitely sending her a piece. Bada bing, bada bang. That comes from a movie. Well, there's only one person on now. The Sopranos? No, it was in a cartoon from even before The Sopranos was on. Sarah, may I ask where you're from, please? If you do not mind. I mean, I don't want to intrude, but I would love to know where you're from. I'm watching the clock. We've got 8 minutes. Oh my God! I went to Catskill, New York one time. I think Bear Mountain's up there, if I'm correct. What are you doing in Florida? Do you know how hot it is and you know the hurricanes are down there? I went up there. Thank you, Bada Ding. Every time I say that, I start thinking of the cartoon. Oh well, I'll get over that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Undertale Sands. Hi. Do I know what we're doing? We're making a pumpkin pie. We're actually waiting for it. It's cooking right now. It might not be done. It might have to cook a little longer. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go peep. Oh, okay. Well, if you ever come back north, believe you me, Sarah, I would love to be a Facebook friend and a friend of yours. You sound like a very nice lady. Well, you come across as a very lovely lady when you're that respectful and kind and nice. I'm going to check it just ahead of time. Okay, it's silky smooth on top. You can. I am on Facebook. My name is Sandra Hunt. Look for this face. And you should find me. Okay? Oh, one of my cats is here now. Mommy's talking. I've napped enough. What do you want? Food? Okay. Have to feed him. Hey, Dexter. I'll be right back. Hold on, Taffy. That pie smells, you ought to see the top of it. It is so smooth. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe how smooth. Yes, Taffy, I'm going to feed you. Give me a minute. Oh, you're bored, Dexter? I'll be right back. You have to wait, Tiff. You have to put it together. How can you be bored? It's autumn. The weather is nice. Really? I never heard of that before, Sarah. I am in my kitchen, Dexter. Where do you think I am? I'm cooking. This is a cooking channel. Where would I be? Chef John from Food Wishes said that. Said what? Right. Oh, really? I had never heard of that. But this has like 3 eggs and 2 egg yolks, so it's like, you know, a lot. I know that if you don't beat your eggs completely, and a lot of people don't, they'll partially beat them and you still see the whites. You keep beating them until you see nothing but yellow, and then that way you probably won't get it. See, when I start cooking, my kitty wants it. I will, Nicole. What do we have today? I don't eat. Dinner was what you call dinner is lunch. We had my attempt at making red snapper fillets. We had boiled eggs with it, and I made a lovely salad, and I made those biscuits. Oh, what were they? Flaxseed biscuits, which are delicious. Come on. There you are, Taffy. It's all yours. Rekha Magar says hi, and Lacey greater than 3 says hi. Okay. That's what I had. You're talking about supper. I don't eat supper. I have 2 meals a day, usually. Most of the time I have 1 meal. I've sort of been like this. I was one that didn't like school lunches, so I learned to have breakfast at home and then supper at night. And then I learned that eating it. That sounds good, Sarah. That really sounds good. So I don't eat supper because I usually go to bed about 5 o'clock in the evening because I get up so early in the morning, and because of my age, I need more rest than most people. As you get older, you'll notice you either cat nap or you either go to bed earlier to get your rest that you need. So I start my day very active at 4 a.m. and I have to, sometimes my Facebook friends call me at night, so I end up having to answer the phone. But I don't eat supper. I basically have breakfast, and I'll have dinner, which is really lunch. And and another thing is that if you eat 5 hours before you go to bed, you end up with heartburn, indigestion, constipation, foul breath in the morning when you wake up, and a film on your teeth and all. So I just decided I just cut supper out. I don't need it. By 4:30. 4:30, definitely by 5. And some days, if I'm really busy, I forget to eat till about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I start getting really hungry. But I usually, when I'm up at 4, I'm usually eating between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. And what do I have? Sometimes I'll have hot cereal. Sometimes I just want a piece of fruit. Sometimes I'm not even hungry. I also have, I'll have a piece of toast. Sometimes I will have some eggs. Sometimes just a glass of milk. Sometimes just a buttermilk. Whatever I feel like eating. If we have fish that's left over, I like having cold fish in the morning. Sometimes I'll have crackers and cheese, believe it or not, with eggs. I find whatever I want and I feel like it. But muffins, if I make muffins, you can bet I'm going to eat muffins while I'm cooking, and I'm going to sit there and have a glass of milk with it. That's why I make my muffins like a meal. When you eat them, they are so nutritious with a glass of milk. It just covers you. Anastasia, hi. But that's what I eat. Sarah, I cannot have coffee, tea, or sodas, or chocolate because they're very high in caffeine, and caffeine causes my heart to race over 200. It's usually 240 over 200, and I refuse to take blood pressure medicine. But I have found something that I can have that's caffeine free. This is called herbal coffee. It's gluten-free and it's caffeine-free because you know caffeine causes your heart to race and your blood pressure to pick up. And a lot of people have high blood pressure. Oh, hold on, we got to take care of it. Hi, toothpick time. I'm going to check it. That's not done. We're going to have to wait. That's going to be a little longer. So what I did was I tried mushroom coffee, and I called them and I said, listen, I need to know what's in your coffee, mushroom coffee, because I have a problem with it. I'm taking it. And she said, there's no coffee in it. I said, there's no coffee, then why is my blood pressure so high? And they sat there and she informed me that they mix it all up. Then they make coffee and they spray coffee all over the stuff. And I said, I can't have that. She said, you want hot cocoa? I said, nope, I can't take anything. You have to cancel all my orders. I can't take this. It hurts me. Then I found this one by sheer accident by Tessina Instant Herbal Coffee Dandelion Blend. It's gluten-free and caffeine-free right here. And it has organic chicory. Now that's what the frontiersmen and the Indians used to use for coffee. The roots of the chicory. And it tastes just like coffee. And it lowers your heart, your blood pressure and your heart. It quiets your heart, I should say. Now it has organic carbo, whatever that, C-A-R-O-B. That quiets your heart and your blood vessels, so it's not like this pumping real hard or squeezing real hard like this. It calms it down. And then it says it has organic dates in it. Well, I love dates. You don't have to worry about that. And organic dandelion. And all of these quiet the heart and quiet the blood vessels so they don't sit there and pump. They pump normal instead of hard. Now, if you take coffee and this, the caffeine in the coffee will override all of that. If you have soda or tea and you're taking this isn't going to work. It's going to actually cause it to go up. Yeah, so I like this very, very much, and I use it. I have a glass a day. Some days at night when it's quiet, especially in the winter when the sun's going down, I'm getting ready to close up and the house is dark. I'll light candles that I have on the kitchen dinette table here, and I'll sit there and have a cup of coffee before I go to bed, but I don't put any sugar or anything in it. We still have to wait for that pie. It looks so good. You want to see it's so smooth, except where the toothpick just went in. So we have to wait a bit more. You're going to have to deal with me, unless you was to say bye-bye. The very state that you left. Hi, Wes. I'm actually in New York, though I was raised in Texas, so I went north and you went south, Sarah. I just think it's funny that you were up there. My husband wanted to buy in the Catskills a home for us up there, but it fell through because he got very, very sick. It had a stable for about 6 horses. It had, like 4 or 5 bedrooms, and then it had a servant's quarter. But I love the kitchen. It was big. Oh my God, I had cabinets and counter space all over the place. I could put everything in it. And it was a working kitchen. And my husband said, you know, Sandy, now I could buy you that 6-burner stove that you want with the 2 ovens, because I do a lot of baking and stuff. And at that time I was making dog food, and I made 50 pounds. So I had these big pots, and putting on this wouldn't have worked. And I had to sit there. And so when I made dog food, I couldn't cook that day because it took up the whole day to make the dog food when you have kennels. And because we had a dog that was allergic to chemicals, and I said, gee, I'm in the same rut as she was, you know. And so that's where my husband and I were going to go, but he got sick, and that fell through. And it was 15 acres of land, and I was going to have a ball there. I was going to have so much fun, because I just love the country. It's quiet, it's beautiful, there's not a lot of people around screaming and yelling. To check it soon. So did you own land in upstate, or just a private home? No, my husband's dead. I am a widow now. Well, I should say he is okay. He doesn't have any more aches or pains. He doesn't have to worry about a special diet he's on. He doesn't have to pop pills that the doctor keeps pushing in. He doesn't have to go in for surgery or anything. So I could say, yeah, he's doing much better. He's in the spirit. Nothing can harm him. So he's doing real good. It's all right, Jeremy. You didn't know. My husband and I were very private. People didn't know how sick he was. The doctors did, but nobody else did. And I did. If you listen to some of my videos, you'll sit there and hear just how angry I was about what I found out. I really want to check this pie again. It had a velvety, smooth top, man, really smooth. Amber, you're fine. You can go eat. Nobody's going to bother you. This is definitely going to take a little longer than they thought. Okay, I'm going to turn you around. Ouch. Okay. I'm sorry it's taking a little longer than I thought. Oh, that sounds like a beautiful place, Sarah. That really sounds like a beautiful, beautiful place. And this Catskills are beautiful. I had a guy who sat there and said, you want to go upstate? Because I was talking about country in Texas. And he sat there, and I think he got jealous. See, let me show you upstate. We were only supposed to go to the Catskills. And he said that we would go walking in the woods, which I would love. And he took me so high up. I was just a few miles off of Canada. And my son called and said, Mommy, did you eat yet? And I said, no. Where are you? And I started, I was alone for a bit while he went to go get something in the store. And I told my son, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where he's taking me. He said, are you at the Catskills? I said, we passed that hours ago. And I didn't know where I was. And he said, look around, tell me what you see. I said, I don't see cars, and all what I see are mountains. So the guy came back to the car, and he saw me on the phone. He said, who are you talking with? I said, I'm talking to my son. And then my son, yes, I am in the Northeast. And my son said, I hope my mother will be back by 8 o'clock. Do you hear me? Because we have dinner waiting for her. I want you to know he drove almost 100 miles an hour to get me back in to work to where my home was. And my son said, I want to see my mother at my back door by 8 o'clock. And he made sure I got back at 8 o'clock. I would not go again. That was very unnerving for me, because he had promised that we'd go hiking, and it's a lovely place up there. And I said, that's great, because I like the country. So anyway, I got back home, and I'll stay. If I'm going to travel, I'll travel on my own, going where I'm going. I mean, I'll invite my sons or my girlfriend if she wants to go with me when I go somewhere. Yeah, I have 2 sons, Sarah, 2 of them. That was my younger son, because my other son was at work, he couldn't call. So my younger son let him know, because my younger son is, let's say he'll put a hurting on you. You don't want him to cross him. But that was the one time I went, only because I knew I wasn't far, and I had enough money to get on the train to get back. If anything happened, I could get to the train station at Catskills and get back into the city. But there were no trains where we were at. There was nothing, and I was almost in tears. And I held my son up, and I just held on when we were going back. I stayed close to the door, you know. I just wanted to get home. When I went home, I just went upstairs. Didn't say bye anything. I just wanted away. Yeah, it is. Especially when it's somebody that you know and you don't expect them. They say one thing and then something else happens. And then I said, nah, I had a husband and I had a beautiful boyfriend. 2-D, hi. But it was scary. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was nerve-wracking. I was not comfortable. I was at first. I put on my Timberlands. I put on heavy pants because I knew we were going to walk. So I needed my coat, you know, and layered because it was cold. So I knew that I would be doing that. But that's what happened. So but the Catskills are beautiful, very beautiful. Waiting for this pie is taking forever. Oh, sorry about that. That's scary. Have you ever experienced anything like that, Sarah? Well, it's already past 15 minutes past the cooking time. All right? And I think it should be done another 10 minutes. Listen, if you want me to close down for now, I'll close down. Just look for the short on it, and I'll name it just like the video here, and I will understand that because it is taking a bit of time. I didn't expect it to take so long, but at 300 degrees, they said they wanted it to bake at 300. This is what's taking so much time, because most of the time, you know, we use a higher temperature, but they're doing it. So if you want to say bye, I understand. This is 2 hours. Ugh, maybe I should just close that. We're waiting for a pumpkin pie to be done. I started this pie 2 days ago. I made the candy yams to go into it. Then I sat there and had to make the pie crust. I had to stay in the refrigerator overnight because I wasn't going to do it at night. It was time for bed for me. So then we got the pie done today. That's what's happening, 2-D. We're waiting for the pumpkin pie. It's in the oven. It was supposed to be done 15 minutes ago. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes done or not. It's coming out. You guys have to see this because it's really, really nice. Oh, This is the longest live I've ever done. Maybe I should think of making muffins or biscuits. They're faster instead of this pie. I mean, you guys have been waiting for 2 hours. I've been waiting 2 days making this. Oh my goodness gracious. ADHD, I don't know what that is. 2-D. We're just waiting for a pie, that's all. Everybody's waiting. They come off and they come on, they're probably saying, isn't she done yet? Well, I'm done. We're waiting for the pie to be done. Oh, God. 4 more minutes. That pie's coming out. It's a disorder. Oh, okay. Whatever. They just think. When the pie comes out, I'm going to be cleaning the kitchen and my mess up. Some things I go through. Yeah, that's what you have to do. Yeah, well, I was in the car in the woods, and it was scary, and I didn't appreciate it. I am 72, Bill. I'm done dating, done having children, done with relationships. Like I tell everybody, I'll be your friend, but I'm not going to be anything else. I had one guy, he said, he came at me. I was, what he did, oh my God. I said, don't touch me again. Minutes of this pie. Why did I put that mat? Why did you guys tell me to leave the mat out? I need it for the pie. Oh my God. 2 minutes and that pie's coming out, done or not. That's how I feel. Sarah, keep an eye on the clock for me. We got 1 minute. Now, you know, Sarah, we're doing the worst things. Girls start talking and we forget what we're doing. Very bad. Thank you. It's a skirt and a mock turtleneck. It's not a dress. Okay, I'm waiting. Come on. 320, that's it. We're stopping at 320. The crust might be burnt by then, as long as it's been in. Burn things. I'm going to take it on. I am not waiting. I'm sorry. I'm taking it out. It better be done tomorrow. Well, at least we're going to have the muffins tomorrow, because I am definitely using that for muffins tomorrow. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's very, very hot. There it is. That is the pie. It's done. I picked it up, but I don't even want to touch it at this point. Look how smooth that is, Sarah. I know you bake, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it really has. Yeah, it is. I was surprised it came out so smooth, but it seems pressing everything, you know, so you don't get the strings from the pumpkins and stuff. Came out really, really nice doing that. 2-D, what kind of question do you have? And be respectful, and if it's not, I'm not going to answer. Smooth and glossy. Sarah, I do hope you try this pie, and I am going to get threads. I really like that color. I think it'd be really pretty for a flower bedspread. Don't you think that color's a nice one? Oh yeah. I don't even know what that is. 2-D. Yeah, I'm thinking of making it that color. I just think it's a beautiful color. It'd be very unusual. So, I think I will order the thread. It'll cost me about $100. I'll probably have to wait till next month or after Christmas when they have a sale so I can buy it. Like I said, I don't have, I'm not wealthy where I can just go and buy things. I have to sort of save up for it, if you know what I mean. B, hi. So anyway, that's the pie, and it's got to cool. And you know tomorrow I'm going to be trying pumpkin, and the one who said pecans, we're going to put pecans in the muffins, and we're going to use that leftover and see what we come up with. All right, so as you save, I'm going to have to save until I get enough, because I know it's going to be, I'm going to have to buy 5 or 6 of those, maybe 7, and so that's, I know 5 of them is close to $100, so I'm going to really have to just save some pennies this month and into next month, so when December comes around and they have that sale, I'll be able to swing, which Hirschner's has those sales, you know what I'm talking about? That's where I'll order it from and get that color, but I have to make sure I get the right dye, so I'll order them all at once. So listen, I want all of you to take care. I had a wonderful time. Okay. Joan, what happened to Joanne's? Oh, yeah. I mean, I could walk to Joanne's from here, and now she moved into New Jersey. Yeah, I'll have it tomorrow, but I am going to do the bedspread. Sarah, thank you for the encouragement on it and the color, and since you love the color as much as I do, that bedspread's going to be made, but like I said, I might not start it till next year, okay? So listen, God bless to everybody. I want you to have a wonderful day, morning, evening, because it's all over the place. Everybody's in a different time zone. So listen, take care, all right? Bye-bye.